You walk into the gym on a Monday, look around, and within 30 seconds, you can identify exactly who will look the same 12 months from now. They're not lazy. They show up. They sweat. They scroll between sets. They follow everything the fitness internet told them. Drop sets, finishers, perfect timing, and yet nothing changes. Then there's another group, quieter, less flashy, almost boring to watch. And year after year, they keep adding plates while everyone else adds followers. I'm Nick. I've spent years watching people train hard and go nowhere, not because they lack effort, but because they've built habits around what feels productive instead of what actually works. Today, we strip it down. These are the 7 unsexy habits that build serious muscle. Habit 1. Treat compound movements like a religion. Modern gyms are full of people majoring in minor things. 45 minutes of cable flies, lateral raises, curls, and barely any real progress. But the science is clear. Compound movements, squat, deadlift, bench, overhead press, row, drive the majority of muscle growth. Why? More muscle recruited, more tension, more total stimulus in less time. The industry wants you optimizing cable angles. That's a distraction. Your problem isn't your bicep peak, it's your total muscle mass. And that comes from moving heavy weight through fundamental patterns. The habit is simple. Build your entire session around 3 to 5 compound lifts. Everything else is optional. Heavy first, always. Habit 2. Rest longer than feels comfortable. Most people rest about a minute, not because it's optimal, but because standing still feels unproductive. Here's the problem. Short rest means incomplete recovery. Your muscles, your energy system, your nervous system, they're not ready. So every set that follows is weaker than it should be. Less weight, less tension, less growth. And you repeat this mistake for months. Longer rest isn't laziness, it's what allows intensity. For compound lifts, 2 to 3 minutes. For isolation, 60 to 90 seconds. Set a timer, ignore your instinct to rush. The people who look like they're wasting time are often the ones making progress. Habit 3. Eat enough protein consistently. Protein advice online is chaos, but the data is surprisingly simple. Muscle growth plateaus around 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. Not extreme, not complicated, but here's what most people miss: distribution. Spreading protein evenly across meals increases muscle protein synthesis significantly compared to loading it into 1 or 2 meals. That's a compounding difference over months. The habit? Build a small rotation of high-protein meals. Eggs, yogurt, chicken, fish, cottage cheese, nothing fancy. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency every single day. Habit 4. Keep a training log. Most people train by feel. They lift what seems heavy. They guess if they improved. That's not training, that's activity. Muscle growth is driven by progressive overload, the measurable increase in demand over time. And you cannot track what you don't measure. A training log changes everything. When you know you benched 80 kilograms for 6 reps last week, today has a target. No guessing, no negotiation. The log removes ambiguity. The habit: before your session, check what you did last time. Decide what you'll beat. After the session, record it. 4 minutes, massive impact. Habit 5. Sleep like your physique depends on it, because it does. Gym culture glorifies early mornings, low sleep, constant hustle, but the biology doesn't care about your mindset. Sleep restriction drops testosterone fast. Recovery slows, muscle building signals weaken. You can train perfectly, eat perfectly, and still sabotage progress with poor sleep. The habit is inconvenient but simple. Protect 7 to 8 hours. Consistent sleep time, dark room, cooler temperature. And most importantly, cut the late-night scrolling. Sleep isn't just recovery, it's when your body actually builds muscle. Habit 6. Stay in a small caloric surplus. There are 2 extreme narratives: eat everything to grow or stay lean and recomp. Both miss the point. Muscle requires a caloric surplus, but not a large one.
About 200 to 300 calories above maintenance is enough. More than that doesn't build more muscle, it just adds fat. The dirty bulk is not efficient, it's just uncontrolled. The habit, find your rough maintenance, eat slightly above it, focus on whole food and protein. No extreme bulking, no aggressive cutting, just a steady, boring surplus over time. That's how real physiques are built. Habit 7. Protect your training frequency. Here's what usually happens. Someone trains consistently for weeks, then life hits. They miss a session, then another, and suddenly it turns into a month. Not because of muscle loss, but because of the story they tell themselves. Here's the truth. You don't lose muscle in a week, or even two, but you do lose momentum fast. The real damage is psychological. The habit is what I call frequency protection. First, schedule workouts like appointments, non-negotiable. Second, follow the no 2 days rule. Miss one day? Fine. Miss 2 in a row? Fix it immediately. Because one missed session is life. 2 becomes a pattern. And consistency over months matters far more than perfection on any single day. None of these habits are exciting. No one goes viral talking about sleep, rest timers, or steady protein intake. The internet sells transformation, hacks, shortcuts. But the people actually building muscle, they're doing boring things consistently. No secrets, no tricks, just habits that compound. Motivation won't carry you. It never has. What carries you is a system simple enough to execute on your worst days, because your worst days are the ones that matter most. Most people will hear this and change nothing. But if you actually build your routine around these habits, not the flashy ones, the effective ones, your future physique changes. What feels restrictive in year 1 becomes freedom in year 3. Start building your unsexy system today.